Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 119th episode of Don't Forget the Popcorn. Some of the best movies out the 90s and early 2000s were the black comedies based in the hood. Y'all know there's countless ones. The things I love about those movies are they just show black people living, doing day to day stuff. The hood is a funny place because things can change so quickly. They can be going good, then bad, or vice versa. The essence of all things that made black comedies great back in the day are completely gone. Somewhere along the lines, black movies became a thing of prestige. I don't know if it was Tyler Perry or what, but everything became so serious in black cinema. I mean, the last movie we got like this I can think of is Dope, and that's about 10 years old already. I mean, I miss the buddy duos from back in the day, where friends are on a fun ride trying to solve a silly problem. I'm a little late, but today we are discussing Modern Friday, One of Them Days, 2025, directed by Lawrence Lamont in a directorial debut. It stars Keke Palmer and SZA with a fun cameo from Cat Williams. Don't worry, I won't spoil this for those who haven't seen it. This movie is about two young black ladies who have 8 hours to get their rent money because one of them gives it to their deadbeat boyfriend. They go on a wild journey to get this money and have one of the craziest days of their lives. So, right away, the glaring thing about this movie is its comparison to Friday. We got the straight character and the slacker, the big worm type of character in King Lolo, the Devo character and the Bernice character, and a trope of having to get a certain amount of money in a limited amount of time. I say all that, but this movie isn't Friday. It's got a pulse and energy of its own. It really makes itself its own with some good writing from Sarita Singleton. I'm so glad this movie came out in theaters and had a good box office, so maybe we'll get more of these. This movie is bright and fun. It's got all the fun hood stuff in it. The homeless but wise guy, the fuckboy boyfriend, the neighborhood bully, the neighborhood thug, you name it. This movie, although set in present day, just gave me so much nostalgia because people are hanging out and not spending all their time on their phones. Yes, of course, they use them, but only when necessary. And in these modern times, we see a lot of people in their 30s still trying to figure things out in a world that isn't as financially plentiful as it once was. I love that about it. It tackles some modern themes with an old school twist. The time of the buddy movie seems to be dead, honestly. I miss them. Two people who usually are very different but show us that opposites attract. This movie is that exactly. Because although I love a lot of the side characters, this movie lives and dies on the chemistry of the two leads. We'll get into the acting later, but these two ladies vibed hard, and all the shenanigans they get into together are great. So much hijinks, and these girls are funny as shit. It seems like we only get watered down movies like this to go straight to a streaming service these days. With a nice box office, we possibly can be seeing a comeback of comedy. If so, this is a real nice start. These girls are essentially lost in their 30s, which I know we usually say lost in your 20s, but I think lost in your 30s is becoming a thing. Now, don't get me wrong, this movie isn't doing anything new. It's got all the tropes. The girl trying to further her career, the slacker who doesn't see their talents, but all that works for this. This movie didn't need to reinvent the wheel. It goes with what works, and that's why it works. We see these girls having a disastrous good time. They go through the day trying to make this money, running into all kinds of people and problems. I miss movies like this. A day in the life of two friends just getting into stuff. This movie has a lot of style and fun with bright colors, cool and fun costuming, and a good soundtrack. They make the hood look fun and lively and not a terrible place to live. It looks exciting, and that's the nostalgic 90s feeling it brought back to me. But we are in the now. So we get some themes that younger and older gens can relate to. This movie deals with gentrification, fuckboys, lack of employment, friendship, struggling to adult. It strikes a seamless balance of reality and fiction with its themes and goofy shenanigans. This movie is fast paced, moves really quickly, and in a nice hour and a half runtime, it never overstays its welcome in any scenes, and every scene counts and moves our story forward. It seems we're getting back to the shorter movies, and I'm here for it. That's the problem with a lot of movies these days. A lot of filler in some of them. We need good, fun escapism like this to distract us from all the noise of the real world. To see people most of us can relate to in one way or another. We can see a bit of ourselves in both our leads, Drew and Alyssa, played by Keke Palmer and SZA, respectively. Because let's be honest, this movie doesn't work without these two. The movie doesn't work without any of the main players because they all play their role to perfection. It's the best part about the movie, the characters and performances, because we all know people like this in every hood. Keke Palmer is one of the most underrated talents we have in the industry right now. Comedic timing and dramatic chops. She showed out in Nope and showed up again here. She made me laugh from start to finish. She reminds me of my sister, so Keke always feels like family when I watch her. She's smart, witty, and driven, but lacks the confidence to take the next step. She's just one step away from making things happen, but something always gets in the way. Alyssa, played by SZA, is a great, fun character, and SZA, I am so excited to see what you do next. This is a fantastic role for a first timer. Now, I'm not saying she wasn't playing against type, but she had great comedic timing with Palmer, and these girls felt like real friends. Their chemistry was amazing. Alyssa is a fun, hippie chick who just goes with the flow, very careless and reckless, but also adorable and lovable. She's the perfect yin to Drew's yang, and it makes their friendship all the more believable. Every single side character is pretty good, but I want to highlight one in particular. Asia Scott, who played the character of Bernice, the neighborhood bully who was hunting these girls down the whole movie. She was hilarious, scary, tough, and very convincing as a first timer in this. She shined in this and played this type of character to perfection. Everyone has known a Bernice in the hood. When I looked up this actress, I was surprised to find that she looked nothing at all like the character, to the point where I didn't even recognize her, which showed me she really got lost in this role. Cat Williams was also funny as the hood majestic, or whatever you want to call him. I felt King Lolo was a missed opportunity for a big cameo, like Ice Cube or somebody like that. We also get a little role from Maud Apatow as the white girl who moves in the neighborhood. Nice seeing her in some roles after Euphoria. Everyone was really funny and fine in their roles. But the dude who played Alyssa's boyfriend, Keyshawn, played by Joshua David Neal, was annoying. He wasn't very funny, and his performance just kept getting weirder as it went on. But I guess he serviced the role well enough. But I can't speak on how great this cast is together. Now, I know I've been saying it's all peaches and cream for the most part, but this is not by any means a perfect film. Of course, I can discuss that it isn't the most original concept, but that's not what's important. It works for a modern audience and can officially probably be called the Friday of its time. The problem I have with this movie is the third act. It's not bad, still funny, and it works, but it gets very, very sloppy. We get some random things that happen, some weird stones that did get unturned, and an unbelievable chance of events that could lose you a little bit. I honestly think we should have went with a less is more approach to this one, because it tries to do a little bit too much at once and things kind of go all over the place. But even with that said, it wraps up pretty neatly with one of those endings that tells you what everyone is up to after the events of the film. The film will leave you satisfied. Even if you don't end up loving it, you won't feel like it was a waste of time. It's a movie pretty much anyone can watch and have a good time with. From the most pretentious film snobs to the people with the attention span of a squirrel, it's rated E for everyone. I would highly recommend this if you need a nice palate cleanser after the Oscars and all that kind of stuff. I really hope to see all these people work together again on a project. And SZA, don't let this be the last time I see you on the big screen. I'm going to give One of Them Days an 8.3 out of 10. Guys, thank you so much for watching my One of Them Days review. Let me know if there's a film or topic you'd like me to review. Like and subscribe, guys. It's free. Help me hit my goal of 700 subs by the end of spring. Really appreciate that. Follow me on Letterboxd, Ralph Vader. I'll link that below. I got a podcast with my buddy, The Cutting Room Floor. I'll link that below for more movie content. Let me know what you thought of this movie in the comments. I'll be back next week. And don't forget the popcorn.